Who went? George went. She went.
So a recap of what we're studying today, God's
What's
lesson
love?
is the study on love and the fruits of the Spirit.
What's love?
Love is you love Jesus in your heart.
But yeah, that's very good.
And what's love, eh?
Love is a big heart.
Good job. Paulina?
It's loving everybody, no matter what they've done to you.
Good job.
Yo.
What is love? Loving your spouse, your family unconditionally.
Caleb.
What's love mean?
What does love mean to you?
What did he say?
Like, what do you like? Basically, what love? What do you love? There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Then how come we don't spend time with her?
All right. Babe, can you give your son crackers?
Cracker.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the second thing that God wanted me to tell you. God is love. That's what the definition of the Bible. God is love.
I haven't had one.
What's love got to do?
What to do?
How do we love each other? How do we genuinely love one another?
Unconditionally.
But how do you do that?
By no matter what they do,
Yeah. No matter what they do to you
you
or they have done to
accept
you.
them,
And you
forgive them,
You forgive what they did to you and and just love
support
them.
them.
Like
Yes, but does that mean that we're supposed to take them doing whatever to us and
No.
just be like, oh, I'm a Christian, I'm supposed to forgive?
No.
Yes, you have to forgive, but you have to have boundaries too, and you have to have rules, even in your relationships, of how you're gonna do things to
And
love
also-
one another.
And
So what
also,
happens if they just don't stop? Can you walk away?
even those are and those are like trying to push your buttons. You still gotta love those.
That's true.
You still gotta love those unloved and unconditionally.
And if you really love someone, you don't overstep boundaries. Things that your spouse doesn't want you to do, you need to respect those things and you don't cross those boundaries because you love that person. When you love them, you respect them and you don't overstep the boundaries that they have. Same going the other way around.
Or what if their boundaries are ridiculous?
If their boundaries are overboard, then you got to think about, is your relationship abusive or not? Because if someone's being super controlling, then that's not good and that person needs to change.
Okay, we got that one out of the way. What's next, babe?
What fruits do we have? What fruits do we
Let's
bear?
start with number one.
know that one.
Okay, George, what is it?
Oh, you got apples, oranges.
Okay, so everybody pick a fruit tree in their mind in the spirit realm.
Grapes.
Okay, grapes, peach,
strawberry.
Banana tree.
Caleb,
Kayla.
what's your fruit tree?
Apple tree.
Apple tree.
Mine?
It could be tomatoes or anything too.
Oranges.
Oranges? Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. So, a few years ago, when I went to the church in Denver, I would get in prayer a lot and I would pray, God, I want to bear fruit. I want to bear a lot of fruit for you. And I picked a tomato because I love tomatoes and tomatoes are a fruit. Well, I planted a garden last summer and I grew tomatoes and I prayed over my garden and I asked God to show me a representation of me growing as my fruit tree grew. And I grew about 36 tomatoes in one summer on one vine. So it's true. Okay?
No, see, another thing. Another thing. We grew, see, last summer, we grew about 89 tomatoes.
Yeah, I like to just kind of put it up here. I don't know.
We grew 89 tomatoes last year.
And God wants me to tell you that every single one of you is growing fruit.
He's doing it.
So don't feel like you're not. You are growing fruit. And God does come and prunes us. He takes...
No.
Just like a gardener, when you trim roses, you have to trim the stuff that's dead off. God has to do the same thing to us so we can bear that new rose. You have to take the old stuff that's dead, the bad stuff, the anger, resentment, whatever it is, take it off so that new life can bud, and that's your fruit. Okay? So God is always pruning us. He's the gardener of our lives.
Now let's start. Number 1.
Why you gotta look at your mama?
We start on the roll. Like that, going like that.
You know how he looks at you?
Okay. The next, so everybody pick a fruit and remember your fruit tree in the spirit, and that's what you're growing for God, okay? And some way or another, He's going to show you.
When? I need to know.
Expecting, this one God gave me, accepting God's love. Some of us have a hard time with that. Accepting the love of Jesus.
I know who.
Maybe we were hurt. Maybe we were hurt by a parent. I don't know. Whatever it is, a loved one that hurt us so bad, it's hard for us to accept the love of Jesus in our lives. But God says, accept my love.
This morning, the cashier told me.
Because He's not a man that He could hurt you.
Everybody talking about doing drugs.
The next one.
She was supposed to get short.
The next one is
Who told you this?
loving in the Spirit. The Holy Spirit says, loving in the Spirit.
So
Which-
loving in the spirit. So, man,
That's what you got, cashier.
who you love in the spirit?
My mom.
Paulina.
Why didn't
I have
why
a
didn't you get a story?
my mom, my dad, my uncle,
Yeah.
my cousin, my nephew.
You
Okay.
got a whole list of it?
And
Ma, your turn.
loving in the Spirit.
Loving in the spirit.
Yeah, who you love in the spirit?
Who do I love in the spirit?
Yeah.
Can I get a chair?
I
'Cause
love
He's not going to let me put him
my
down.
guardian angel who's in a battle against the evil in the spiritual realm.
All right, your turn.
What now?
Love in the spirit.
Love in spirit. Love in spirit, you need to
Stop, Emmanuel.
care for each other and love each other.
Good job. Go ahead, finish. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's kind of what I was looking for.
You have to. What now? Come on.
Taylor, do you remember that spiritual realm video that I had showed you a long time ago?
Georgie.
Do you
Georgie
remember that one?
Porgy.
And then Pastor Jared got mad because I was showing new videos. We should show that to them. Because that made me understand like what the spiritual realm is and like
Where's the other pen?
Oh, it's my key to the
because
garage.
we basically have like the guardian angel and then we have the
The orange one?
I need one of these.
Whichever you listen to.
Hey,
Okay.
love in the spirit.
You bark.
Get over your filthy.
Love in the spirit.
I'm hot. Is it hot down here?
No.
No, it's cold.
I'm like burning up.
Mine is simple. Easy.
Your wife.
Okay, good. Taylor.
Emmanuel, you're being loud and people are trying to hear.
Taylor. Love in the spirit.
It's not Taylor, everybody.
Just look at it.
Caleb. Caleb.
Is that too loud for that?
I know you'll go over it.
Caleb, love in the spirit. He already said that.
Loving in the spirit is walking in love. Walking in love and loving, being a loving person like Jesus was. The way to be, if God is love, we can look to him as the example of walking in love because Christ walked in love. Because he is love the whole time.
Now, walking in spirit, it's we love those that always with us that are not here.
Love your enemies.
Love those enemies, love the loved ones that passed away.
Love your husband or your wife as yourself.
Love those loved ones that passed away.
Well, I guess I love myself.
Or love, well, if you're not married, you're married to Jesus. So love Jesus with all your
What's
heart.
next, baby?
Dealing with ourselves and loosening bondage.
Órale.
¿Qué pasó?
This is a
What's
big one.
happening?
When you come to Christ, the light literally hits every dark spot within our being. And it comes out, it's exposed. God doesn't have any way with the darkness. And God is dealing with us. Because we're supposed to continually be changed into the image of Christ. So what is not of him, we got to deal with ourselves. And let God deal with ourselves. And we got to loosen that bondage. If we got an attitude problem, we need to let God take it. If we got anger problem, let God take it. If we're kind of mean,
like that.
let God take it. Okay? If you have some issue, if you are maybe a little bit mean, abusive, whatever it is, let God take it.
Now,
Deal with your sin, deal with yourself, and then God can move in your life.
yeah, I just did a TikTok of that.
I seen it.
So, what's next, babe?
Okay.
Finish.
I did. Tan, tan, tan.
Okay. This is love and the whole. This is what God had me write down. Love endures all things.
Here.
We get
Hang on.
love endures all things. Patience, which is a fruit of the Spirit, gives us the ability to love others. How many of you been tested this year with being patient with somebody repeatedly, over and over and over again?
Oh my gosh.
God is not only making you great by giving you the patience, but he's showing you how to be perfect in love. Because there's always a person that kind of rubs you. And you're learning patience and unconditional love with that patience. Trusting God's love unconditionally. Even when you can't see it, even when you don't feel it, you're trusting in him. Yielding our heart to his ways. Letting God's heart be your heart and not of our own. Not what we want. His way. There's only one way. It's his way. That's the only way. Ridding ourselves of old ways.
Órale. Start with number 1.
Manuel.
Why you gotta look at me?
Manuel.
That
I
one.
keep yawning.
Okay, go. Paulina, focus.
I'm giving the bottle to the baby.
Pay attention.
Focus. Focus. Focus.
You stole Mom's word.
Okay.
Oh,
Now repeat, babe.
Ridding old ways.
Okay, go.
I'll tell you one of mine. I used to be abusive. I used to get in relationships. If my Person I was with pissed me off. I wasn't gonna let him disrespect me, and I would punch him. And I thought that was okay, but it's not okay. God is not okay with violence. God is not okay with any of that. And I had to rid that off of my that was an old way I had to get rid of. I used to be the type of person in the world, it was, if a girl disrespects you, you go fight her. That's how you protect your pride, which is such a lie from the devil, because pride, one, is from the devil. You go and fight somebody. God hates violence. But in the world, we think that's the way to be macho, to be tough, the right way. But it's not. And I have to rid myself of that. Now, I believe in God's word that tells me violence, God hates violence. So I will not fight anybody. I don't have that desire anymore. Does it come up sometimes where you get angry? Yes. But I'm not to the point where I used to be, where I want to go punch a girl because she pissed me off. I don't even think like that anymore.
Yeah.
So that's a way that I ridded that old self off of me. I got it all away from me, got it off of me, because I know God isn't okay with that.
Who's next? Oh, it's Paulina's turn.
Anger and my attitude.
Your ways, not your issues.
Yeah, no, she did say it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's confused. All right, Ma.
I've come a long way. I still have a long way to go, but I get tested on a daily, by the hour. And so, like, if you guys would have known me before, I'm way different, huh, Taylor?
Yeah.
We both are. We were both very much like that. Always had to have the last word. Not back down from anyone. I'll fight dudes. I didn't care.
Yeah.
And so, like, my selfishness, like, I used to be all about me. If it wasn't going to benefit me, then I had no part in it.
Once more.
I try to be a lot more. I don't think like I do, just even with, selfishness for sure. I had something to say. What the heck was it though? I forgot. What else I'm working on?
You used to get people back if they did something to you.
Oh, I used to kind of mess with it. Like, I used to thrive off of people saying, because I would say stuff and it would happen, and it was this evil spirits trying to take that soul to that other side. So I used to like be like, oh, people would say she's a witch, and I would like say things, and when they would happen, like I would get happy over it. Now I'm just like, I want everybody to love, and I forgave my biggest enemies. But I'm going through it right now with Dylan.
Here, let me see.
He wouldn't even come tonight. He's a different person.
No.
So
Okay.
we'll pray for him at the end.
Your turn.
I don't know what to say.
Something that you had to rid yourself of now that you came to Christ. Or it could be something you're still working on.
I'm still working on my anger on everybody and everything. I need the Lord to get my anger back in. I'm working on it and everything.
And you're changing, because that anger isn't like it was at all. You've become a different person. Okay, baby, who now?
Danielson.
Georgie Porgy.
Yeah.
Danielson.
Georgie Porgy.
The
Danielson.
youngest goes before the oldest.
No,
The
Georgie
youngest.
Porgy.
This morning.
Georgie Porgy.
I can't hear it.
Oh,
Danielson.
yeah.
No, your wife's looking at you. You know that, right?
Georgie Porgy.
Danielson.
Georgie Porgy.
Georgie. I'm sorry, I mean George.
What are you guys doing?
Georgie Porgy.
She did call it. She's trying to get one of them to talk about how they ridded themselves of their ways.
Well, for one, I got a long ways to go.
We have to put you on.
You've come a long way too, though. So you gotta give yourself
We
some
need
credit.
to slide back on track.
On my anger.
He looks like Noah, kind of.
Who?
Yeah.
I think he looks like his mom.
I didn't create no other person. I'm sorry.
Who's Noah?
Noah Escobar.
Maybe you're thinking about him because you need to pray for him.
Yeah, I have been thinking about him. I need him to come change it.
Anger.
When God shows you someone in someone else, even a look, or you just are thinking about
See?
it, you're supposed to pray for them.
So, something happened to me yesterday, and we were at Walmart, the three of us. And there's
What did
this.
she do this time?
No, I didn't do nothing.
It was 3. Oh yeah, it was me.
Mom, can you have
Brianna.
Caleb go get him some
And-
biscuits or something?
You got some crackers right here.
And okay, you know Philip, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
Philip passed away.
yeah, I know.
Okay, so there's this guy that looked
What, Mom?
just like Philip, and he stared at me, but his face
What did you want?
was Philip. And I told him, "Look, there goes Philip." And he kept saying it's not Philip, and I go, "It's Philip." He just passed by and looked at me, stared at me, and it's Philip. So he goes, "JC, the guy."
You know which one we're talking about? The one I used to work with at night shift?
Yeah.
Him and fellow look alike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So
Anger that I really have is way more evil than I expect.
Where is one from? It's what?
You looking for sweetie?
No, just
Let me see another way again.
oh,
This one?
and her.
No, just like the little.
Otherwise, when I get angry, if someone gets me angry, or don't pay attention,
borracho.
or most people,
Caleb.
that's the kind of anger that I have. Because if someone's talking to you, you get ignored.
Yeah.
I ignore people.
And that's who I'm looking at.
I know how you feel.
So
Okay.
now,
So pretty much it's the both of them that need to work on the anger, and
I said it.
They're both stubborn. Stubbornness.
he can be stubborn, but this one's stubborner.
Really?
Yes. Because she'll say something,
they can't love right away.
and if you don't
Good
answer,
question, eh?
she'll keep poking and poking. Well, you don't answer me. Answer me. I'm talking to you.
Just
Answer
like
me.
this one right here.
You know what?
And then I see him all upset, and I go, "What's wrong?" No, well, it's because she's picking on me. And then I go, "Okay." So let's just say that I'm the rival in the middle, and then I go to her and I go, "What happened?" No, it's because I'm asking a question, Mom, but he won't answer. And I go, "Well, it's because, okay, 1, you got him upset. 2, let him cool down. 3, you keep on and on and on. Right, Paulina?
That's Dylan.
Right, Paulina?"
It goes both ways.
No, it does not. When you're in the store, it's different.
You know what she told me yesterday?
I have
I'm
to
about to
raise my
say it.
voice at
So
her.
you guys,
Just
that's
for
what you
her
guys
to-
will see. She told
I'm
me,
Calm
choosing
down.
Lena over
Hang on.
Dylan's shenanigans any day.
she goes,
I need a
She tells me
pen,
this.
marker. Anybody
she
have a
says
marker?
this. And I was really upset because
Stop there, baby.
she goes, well, you, she kept antagonizing me. Antagonizing me. Here's the thing, I told her, I don't answer questions.
Over and over.
Over.
See,
I
this
always
is
say
what I
once.
do. When she took, but Mom, I go, "Okay, Paulina, I heard you. You are not going to repeat yourself to me more than one time.
And then-
Right, Paulina?"
Yes.
There you go.
This is her, this is what she was saying, look.
It was
you
on
know,
the
It-
floor,
it-
dork.
it was-
And just the YouTubers, we're not picking
Yes,
on
you
her.
are.
So what now is this, Taylor? Is that she said this to me? Well, you don't want to spend time. You don't want to spend time with me.
Yeah,
I'm with her 24/7.
Well, as you guys
So now
on
are
YouTube.
together, the first
That's
year
why
you're
I
just
said,
learning each
just
other
to
out.
let you know, YouTubers, we're not picking on her. And she goes, "Yes, you are." Really?
You guys still got to get to know each other. After a while, those things won't bother you as much. Like this
That's
guy.
what I was telling you. Remember,
No.
Then
Paulina?
you'll know his ways, he'll know yours, and you'll be
I already
able
know her ways.
to
So she has to get used to mine.
not remember overstepping the boundaries. You know.
No. Mine.
Yes,
It's
Now
Brianna.
mine.
Where's Brianna?
It's similar. It's a, okay.
She's in the
It's
house.
sim. Okay. It's a
She
similar.
don't come.
It's a
She went
similar
to
like
church.
George's, but in the
To a
way
woman church.
the difference is we know
Yeah, we're more.
we
He
know
used to
our
get
way.
mad, and I used to be like, hate that he would be ignoring me. I thought that was so rude. And he'd go in the other
And then she
room.
would call me, Mom, is this normal? And I go, yes, it is, mija. Just let him cool down.
Because
And
Mine would leave me alone.
and he'd be in the other room all mad, and I'd want us to get along. And we went through those times, but now our fights went from like hours of torture, not that it was torture, but it hurt, you know, to just like we can get over a fight like that so fast now, huh? Maybe what,
Yeah.
15 minutes at the most. We're
Yeah,
over.
about 15 minutes at the most.
So what happens when, where does God say enough is enough and like you can separate?
The only way you know if God pulls them out of your
you know how I knew?
Dylan's praying for that. He's like, God, let me stop loving this woman, and I'm all, yes, Lord, yes.
Well, God doesn't want you to get a divorce, but if there's infidelity, that's
But
one of the.
But he's being
hey.
but
cheater
if
and other things.
you love him no matter what,
But I don't have to be with him, right?
hold on. Well, if you love him and he's still in his ways and you're tired of the arguing and but you love him. No matter what, you love him. Right? Okay. The only way that you'll know, and this is what happened to me, is when I had to sacrifice something that I loved the most. And that was my ex-husband. For him to keep doing what he's doing, I had to cut it off. Cut the string. Yes, he's the father of my kids. And no matter what, yes, I'll love him, but it's just to the point that he's the father
What's up,
of my
compadre?
kids.
What's up, compadre? What's up, compadre?
You'll know when you're in the room or in the living room or
Room.
no, it's he'll give you a sign. That's it. You don't have to go through the whole mess anymore. But you love him, and that's why you sacrifice what you love the most.
But it really comes down, I think, to God, you getting alone with God and getting a for sure answer from Him. Because it does say that those that are their husband maybe not be like fully with God yet, by your well doing, they'll come to Him. But only God knows the future and the will if they are or aren't. You know what I mean?
Mine is just, the jealousy is ridiculous.
Thank you. I agree with you.
I got,
Sorry, Mika, but
like, that jealousy, that's ugly. That is the ugliest. I went through spurts like that, but then I'm like, really? Like, you
Yeah.
know?
So I think it just comes down to God giving you the for
I
sure
think-
definite answer
He literally tries to torment me.
You want some?
on purpose.
because he's a lost soul.
Because his demon hates me. And as long as he could keep me preoccupied with drama, then I'm not doing what I need to do for God. I'm constantly fighting that battle.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange because back then I was more the quiet type, and I would be I would be in the house with them, and until a certain person told me that I had to stick up for myself. So ever since then, that inner me just got loose. And every time when
Mine has gotten more calm.
now that it comes to my kids, either Taylor or Paulina or Danielson or Juanito or my daughter or George, I jump. Now, if it's the dad that he's having situations over there with his,
Lovely.
more of his mom, because she's in her 60s, sorry. So I will not step in. Only for my kids, only for my sheep, I will protect.
You should. I do.
So
And my
Do you
grandbabies.
guys have a C charger by chance?
Oh, I don't know.
stairs, yeah.
I don't.
So the next one, because we still got to cover this, and then I have to read. So, honoring others. Love honors others. So we gotta make sure, as men and women of God, especially in our relationships, we're not dishonoring each other. And you can maybe have this can be on recording if you want to watch it later. If you and Dylan want to watch this later.
No, I can't. I talk way too much smack.
Okay. So
Don't
love.
send it to any of his people.
Love honors others. We don't dishonor each other in our words and in our actions. When I read the word, you're going to get more of an in-depth idea of that. Then this is what God had me end this lesson in is pure love, true love is godly love. Not our own way, it's His way. So that's something He wanted to tell you guys. And me, not just you guys. Okay?
You want me to start with this or you want me to start with yours?
No, let me start with this. Okay, so now we're going to read what God says about love and the fruits of the Spirit. Galatians 5. Christ has set us free. For freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery. So God is saying, if you're already free, don't go back to the same things, the same ways, because then you're going to be under.
Stop.
So you're going to be a slave to sin again when He just freed you. Look, I, Paul, say to you that if you accept circumcision, Christ will be of no advantage to you. I testify again to every man who accepts circumcision that he is obligated to keep the whole law. You are severed from Christ. You who would be justified by the law. You have fallen away from grace. For through the Spirit by faith, we ourselves eagerly wait for the hope. Oh, I need my phone real fast. Sorry. Because I have the